Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
What makes your child tick? Have you ever watched a group of children play? Even at a young age, their unique temperament is very apparent. Watch them. There's always a strong leader, taking charge of everyone and everything. There's a, hey, look at me, bright, happy, outgoing member of the group. There's usually a cautious, shy child who needs to study the situation before jumping in. And then there's a child who needs order and structure. These are not learned personality types. This is just who they are. These traits are a matter of temperament. Temperaments describe our behaviours. Imagine having 4 children with totally different temperaments. This is a fun reality for some parents and a nightmare for others. Some parents feel frustrated when they don't understand why kids act the way they do. This can negatively affect some parent-child relationships, as one parent might prefer the outgoing, expressive child over the seemingly quiet one, and vice versa. If you have this melting pot of different temperaments all under one roof, I'm going to give you an idea of who they are and what they need, and some tips on parenting them. All parents listening will benefit from understanding the 4 temperaments. I'm sure that this information will apply to you and your kids too. I'm Kate Mason, and welcome to Parenting and Personalities. This is the podcast that connects you to the ones you care about the most. So let's get started. What makes our kids tick? Today I'm going to talk about the 4 personality temperaments. Now, temperaments describe our behaviours and they're different to the MBTI preferences, but there is also a really big overlap in many areas. Now, as I say, whenever looking at personalities, the first person to look at is yourself. You need to know your type, who you are, how you see the world, and the way you react to different situations. And you also need to know what your temperament is. As I go through the 4 temperaments today, don't just look at your kids. I want you to take a look at you and your partner, if you have one, as well. Now, our temperaments are innate, and you'll find your own temperament outlined today as well. You'll discover that your kids are either very much like you or extremely different. Now, the founder of temperament theory was Hippocrates. Hippocrates was born 460 years BC and often referred to as the father of medicine. He proposed a theory of personality and health in ancient Greece that included the concept of 4 temperaments. Centuries later, a Roman physiologist by the name of Galen created a temperament theory that was built on Hippocrates' observations. Now, he put forward that there were 4 basic human personalities: choleric, which means bad-tempered; sanguine, which means optimistic; melancholic, that's sadness; and phlegmatic, unemotional or very calm. Now, there's room for all 4 of these temperaments in life. Day by day, you might prefer the optimist who looks through life with rose-coloured glasses. But when the chips are down and people are hurting you or taking advantage of you, you want that person who's brave enough to stand up for what's right. Now, sadness might not feel like a positive emotion, but it forces us to confront what's happening to us, and it signals to others that we need help. And the very calm, unemotional person might not be much fun at a party, but boy, do you want them piloting an airplane if you're a passenger. The theory of the 4 temperaments has been examined over recent years, and even though Hippocrates and Galen didn't quite get everything right, there's truth in their theories. Their temperament theories have lived on and are today used in many of the contemporary personality models, with a more scientifically grounded framework for understanding individual differences in personality, such as the Big 5 and DISC. The following overall description of each temperament are true for both adult and child. So let us begin with the powerful choleric. Now, the choleric temperament is characterized by a strong-willed, independent, and goal-orientated personality. Cholerics are known for their determination and assertiveness. They're often seen as natural leaders who are not easily swayed by others. They have a clear sense of purpose and are determined to achieve their goals. They can also be bossy and big-headed and assume that it's their way or the highway, so to speak. I know, because I have a choleric husband. Cholerics are highly focused on achieving their objectives and will go to great lengths to accomplish goals, often with a great sense of urgency. Now, they like things done yesterday and would rather have it half done than not done at all. They value their independence and self-sufficiency, and they prefer to make decisions on their own. They become frustrated if others try to control or micromanage them, and they have a high need for control, and as a result, they often resist authority. They thrive in competitive environments and enjoy a challenge, and it's the challenges that keep them motivated. So remember this, if you have got a choleric child, then when you want them to do anything, make sure there's a challenge involved. Cholerics value efficiency and productivity, and they want to see a noticeable outcome. However, they can struggle with anger and impatience, especially when dealing with people who don't share their sense of urgency or work at their pace. Now, cholerics make decisions quickly and with confidence. They don't typically agonize over any choices and may become frustrated also with those people that do. Often they find themselves in leadership positions, whether as a child or an adult, due to their assertiveness and ability to take charge. They're comfortable with making decisions for others and providing direction. Now, a choleric child's behaviour might look like this. 10-year-old Hudson takes charge of his gentle sister, 11-year-old Maggie, and dictates what games they'll play, and he's usually playing the leader. In school, he's goal-oriented and competitive in his schoolwork. Now, Hudson asks lots of questions. He doesn't like tackling a task without knowing the meaning and importance. He becomes impatient when things don't go as planned, which often means that when things don't go his way, he gets angry and often shows this verbally and physically. He loves competing against others on the soccer field and in the swimming pool, but on the other hand, finds losing frustrating, and being a good loser is not part of his temperament. Despite Hudson's drive and his eagerness to achieve, his mother also worries about the way he bosses his sister and his friends, his flare-ups of temper when something goes amiss, and his constant questioning of her authority. Do you have a Hudson living with you? Or is this your partner? Or is this you yourself? The second temperament is the popular sanguine. Now, sanguine individuals are often very enthusiastic and optimistic by nature. They have a tendency to look at the positive outlooks on life and get excited very quickly about new projects, ideas, and adventures. They can be impulsive and are open to trying new things at the spur of the moment. Sanguines are typically extroverted and they thrive in social settings. They enjoy interacting with others, making new friends, and being the life of the party. They're often described as the people's persons. Sanguine people enjoy being the centre of attention and may seek recognition and affirmation from others. They often have a natural charm and a charisma that draws people to them. While they're full of energy and ideas, sanguine individuals may struggle with staying focused on tasks for extended periods, as they're more interested in the excitement of the moment. Sanguine people tend to be emotionally expressive and they wear their hearts on their sleeves. They can be joyful and exuberant one moment, but easily affected by the comments of other people if they're negative the next. Now, Katie is a sanguine child and she loves to have friends over as often as her parents will let her. Her friends change on a regular basis, and her parents joke that she has a friend of the month. She's energized by these friendships. She's charming, has a good sense of humour, and loves being the centre of attention. However, she can become sullen and quiet when the spotlight is not on her. She enjoys outings and parties. Anything that has fun written across it, she's in. She shares her heart with the world, but is easily affected by what others say if it's negative. She does find it hard to sit still and concentrate for long periods of time, and is easily bored if left alone too long. She's an easy child, if she's entertained. Do you have the life of the party living with you? Is this your kid? Or is it you? Or is it your partner? The third temperament is the perfect melancholic temperament. Melancholics are typically organised and enjoy structure and routine. They often create detailed plans and schedules to manage their lives effectively. Melancholics tend to be analytical and reflective. They enjoy deep thinking, and they often contemplate life's complexities. They're highly detailed and can spot errors and inconsistencies in various situations. They set high standards and expect precision and accuracy in their work and relationships. In their desire for perfection, they can be quite critical of themselves and others. Look for negative self-talk in your melancholic child, particularly about themselves. Then listen to hear, not to tell, and do not reinforce their self-criticism with your own criticism of them. Melancholics are often introverted and need time alone to recharge. They prefer quality over quantity in their relationships and enjoy deep, meaningful connections with a select few people. Many melancholics have a strong artistic or creative side, and they may excel in fields such as music, art, writing, or design. Melancholics are highly sensitive and empathetic. They can be deeply affected by emotions of others and may feel things intensely. They tend to be reserved and not readily expressing their emotions. They appear calm and composed on the surface, even when experiencing strong emotions internally. Now, melancholics tend to worry about potential problems and future outcomes, and this can lead to anxiety and excessive concerns. Sarah is a melancholic child. She loves to have her quiet time and space and likes an ordered, structured lifestyle. She enjoys a small circle of friends and is caring and sensitive to their needs and shares her thoughts with only a few trusted people. She's a quiet, thoughtful child who takes care of her siblings and parents, and she worries about them and the world and what might happen in the future. She gets anxious about these thoughts. Her mum is concerned about her lack of friends and that she's self-critical in her desire for perfection, and that she often sees her life through the lens of a glass half empty, then half full. Is this your child? Are they your quiet, introspective thinker? Or is this you or your partner? And last but not least is the peaceful phlegmatic. Phlegmatic individuals are known for their calm and easygoing nature. They tend to maintain a steady, consistent emotional state and are generally really easy to get along with because they're not demanding or overly assertive. They value peace and harmony and often go to great lengths to avoid conflict and confrontation. Phlegmatics are excellent listeners and generally patient when it comes to hearing others out. They're understanding and empathetic, making them great friends and confidants. Phlegmatics can sometimes struggle, though, with making decisions. They may take their time weighing up all the options and avoiding making hasty choices, which can sometimes be perceived as indecisiveness. They're slow to react and may take their time processing information, and this can be frustrating and annoying for other more decisive temperaments, such as the choleric. Unfortunately for the phlegmatic, sometimes some decisions do need to be made immediately and acted upon immediately as well. They may be resistant to change and prefer stability and routine. Sudden disruptions and major changes in their lives can be unsettling for them. They're often seen as reliable and loyal friends and partners, and once they commit to something or someone, they tend to stick with it for the long term. Sally's a phlegmatic child, and her family love her. She's patient, kind, and a great listener. She never rocks a boat. She's always trying to keep the peace with her other two siblings. She is so good that she's often taken for granted by people because she seldom puts forward her own opinions or preferences. On rare occasions, there can be an implosion of feelings when she feels martyred and uncared for. She's slow to move with change and resists being told what to do, especially if nagged. When she's pushed hard enough, she then becomes unreactive and unmovable. Can you relate to this personally or see this in your child? Are you cruisy but hard to get moving and dislike being pushed? Remember, temperaments are describing our behaviours. It's important to note that people may not fit neatly into one personality temperament, and there may be variations within that temperament. Additionally, individuals exhibit characteristics from multiple temperaments to a varying degree. Often people have one dominant temperament with one or two others as runners-up. However, what this does is it offers insights into understanding and improving relationships based on an individual's dominant temperament. My son is melancholic. with some phlegmatic characteristics. He loves routine and is very organised and analytical. However, he can relax and takes a long time to get motivated to get to move. He drives my husband, the choleric, crazy. My daughter is a sanguine choleric equally. She's a mixture of my husband and I. She's fun, extrovert, who openly admits she enjoys attention. But she's also a leader with drive and likes to get things done immediately without needing them to be perfect. The knowledge of my children's temperaments and my husband's has made life so much easier and enjoyable, as it provides insights into understanding and improving our relationships, helping us to recognize and appreciate each other's differences in personality. It has led us through our children's childhood into adulthood, giving us the skills of harmonious and effective communication with each other. That includes our children too. 5 tips for parenting your playful sanguine. Number 1, listen to their stories and don't try to correct them if they embellish them slightly. Number 2, be positive. Match their enthusiasm. Hey, it sounds like you had so much fun today. 3, laugh with them. Have fun. Offer plenty of praise and encouragement. This will help your child build self-confidence and motivation. 4, take them seriously when needed. I can tell you're upset, and you have every right to be. Make them feel loved and accepted. And number 5, sanguine children need to help staying on track. Create a predictable schedule for your child and stick to it as much as possible. This is going to help your child feel secure and confident. Sanguine children can easily be overwhelmed by large tasks. Help your sanguine child by breaking them down into smaller and more manageable steps. And then we have the powerful choleric child. Number 1, give them something to be in control of, even if it's choosing their own clothing. Recognize their work. They're usually very proud of what they do. Number 3, set clear boundaries that allow them room to operate so that they don't take over your whole household. 4, ask their opinion and let them decide. Hey, where should we eat today? You pick. Number 5, most importantly, model healthy emotional regulation and conflict resolution skills for these children. These are really important skills for the choleric because as potential leaders, in order to be successful, they need to get along with people. And then we have the perfect melancholic child. Number 1, create a safe and nurturing home where the melancholic child feels accepted and loved. Establish daily routines that help them feel secure and provide a sense of predictability. Encourage open communication and empathy. 2, show your melancholic child how to be flexible. Things don't always go as planned. Notice when they need help and help them to create a plan B when things have to change. They need to understand that life is all about change. 3, honor your child's need for time alone. Allow them space and time to enjoy the quiet and just be. 4, encourage them to express their feelings and thoughts, whether through writing, art, or conversation. This helps them process their emotions and builds self-awareness in a creative space. Number 5, melancholic children can be more reserved and sensitive. Be patient with their emotional responses and provide a listening ear when they want to talk. Help them to feel safe and allow them to discuss their worries. So tell me, what are you worried about? And then don't try to solve them, just listen. Demonstrate healthy emotional regulation and self-care practices. Melancholic children often learn by observing their caregivers. And for our peaceful phlegmatic child, number 1, let them do just one task at a time. Don't overwhelm them. 2, be kind with your feedback and criticism. Nagging, lecturing, yelling will cause the sensitive phlegmatic to withdraw in discouragement. These young children need encouragement, praise, gentle criticism if criticism is really due, and reminders of past successes. If these are not reinforced, they might never find their own talents or strengths and interests. 3, give them time to process. Hey, take this away, have a think about it, and we'll talk more later. 4, Listen completely without interruption or distractions. And 5. Phlegmatic children often lack the natural confidence of the choleric, and they're not gunning for attention like the sanguines as people pleasers. Phlegmatic children can understand themselves and may unwittingly set themselves up for being overlooked and ignored. Now this can follow through into adulthood. Treasure your easygoing phlegmatic child, guide them to engage in life and responsibility, and you'll bestow upon the world a fine gift, a cool, calm, collected, and wise human being. Knowing your temperament helps you understand your natural tendencies and strengths and weaknesses. This self-awareness can be a valuable tool for personal growth and development. Understanding your child's temperament can be invaluable in parenting. It enables you to tailor your approach to their unique needs and strengths, fostering a more positive and effective parenting experience. I'm Kate Mason. Thank you for listening to Parenting and Personalities. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love it if you could leave a rating and a review that would help others learn about this podcast. If you're interested in discovering more about you and your family's personality types, you'll find my book, Who Is This Monster or Treasure in My House, on Booktopia or Amazon. If you have an episode idea, please send a note to thepersonalitycoach@gmail.com. Many thanks to our producers at Stories and Strategies, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.